Welcome to the Citizenship Podcast, brought to you by the MIRA Coalition. Here we break down the often complex U.S. citizenship process as simple as possible. My name is Joly, Citizenship Program Manager at MIRA Coalition.
And I'm Sarang Sekhavat, MIRA's Political Director, and I have more than a decade's experience working on hundreds of citizenship applications.
In this episode, we're talking about the basic requirements to apply for citizenship.
Generally speaking, as a lawful permanent resident or green card holder, you can apply for citizenship through a process called naturalization. For this, you need to be at least 18 years old and have had a green card for 5 or more years.
But I've heard some people can apply earlier than that. Is that true?
It is. There's one exception to this, which is that some people can apply earlier if they've been married and living with their U.S. citizen spouse for at least 3 years prior to submitting an application.
I've heard people in my community worry about taking long trips out of the country because of the physical presence requirement for citizenship. Is this a problem?
Yeah, being outside of the country for over 6 months can be a problem for someone applying for citizenship, but our clients are usually able to explain such lengthy trips, especially because of recent travel restrictions due to COVID. However, if someone is out of the country for a year or more, they are going to have to wait for at least 4 years from returning before they're eligible to apply for citizenship. And unfortunately, there's no way around that.
Another aspect of naturalization you need to be aware of is what's called the Citizenship Exam. The Citizenship Exam is a test you have to take before your citizenship application can be approved. Often, we see many people avoid applying altogether because of their concerns with the Citizenship Exam. Sarang, can you please tell us a little bit more about the exam and why it's not something people should worry too much about?
Sure. Though the citizenship exam can be a hurdle for new applicants, many people have passed the exam, and so can you. There are quite a few things to keep in mind about the citizenship exam, though. First, you'll need to be able to read, speak, and write basic English. You also need to be able to review your application with the immigration official in English to answer any questions that they may have. The second part of the exam is what we call the civics exam. This is where applicants show how much they understand the basic structure of the U.S. government. For this part of the exam, applicants will be given 10 out of 100 potential questions to answer. If you get 6 of those questions right, you pass. And while many people may get nervous about the exam, it's really not that difficult, and most people do not have a problem with it. If you take your time to study, you'll be fine.
For individuals who are a certain age and have their green card for at least 15 years, there may be exemptions available. They wouldn't have to take the citizenship test and might even get an easier version of the civics exam. Similarly, for people with severe disabilities that make them unable to learn, their doctor can fill out a form that will excuse them from the English and civics exam. Another requirement for becoming a U.S. citizen is that you must demonstrate what we call good moral character, which is extremely important when applying for citizenship. Now, this can be a bit confusing at first. Sarang, can you tell us what it means to have good moral character?
Sure. So, good moral character is a broad category that includes questions such as, have you paid all your child support that you may owe? Have you always filed a tax return? Did you register for the draft? Are you an alcoholic? Are you currently on probation or parole? In addition, a number of crimes can prevent someone from becoming a U.S. citizen. This is where people really need to be careful about applying for citizenship. For instance, someone might think that a criminal issue is no big deal, but it may result in the denial of their citizenship application and even lead to their deportation. Therefore, it really is vital, if anyone has ever been in criminal court, that they consult with an experienced immigration attorney, even if their criminal case was dismissed.
Are there any other requirements for citizenship that we're missing?
Yeah, there's just one last thing. When someone becomes a citizen, they have to take the oath of allegiance. In this oath, the person needs to swear that they believe in the principles of the United States and will serve the nation when needed, such as during times of crisis or war.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of MIRA Citizenship Podcast. Join us again next time for the third episode, where we're going to be talking about the citizenship process and how MIRA can help you to get started.